So welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. I think I'm calling it today. No snow for this winter. I mean, we had a little bit here and there, but we have not had a decent sized snowstorm all year. And I just checked the long-term forecast, and it looks like 30s and 40s for the next couple weeks. And by that point, we'll be into about March. You know, you can always get a big snow in March, but I just don't think it's going to happen this year. Well, I let the fire go out last night. It was getting pretty hot in here. I was just going to get her cranked up here this morning, but it appears the hunt man is ready to go to Sheets or something. You want to go to Sheets? All right, let's go. We'll get a fire going when I get back. It's actually getting a little chilly in here. Not too bad. This building really, it holds the heat well. One of the nice things about putting all the tongue and groove up myself is you can find any little drafts. Like we had an insulation company do all the insulation. They did a great job, but I know working around the windows here and there, I found a few places where I was feeling a little bit of a draft, and I was able to take care of that. Normally when I start a fire, I don't have that big of a gap above the fire starter. But these two pieces on the side were a little bigger than what I usually use. But she'll get ripping here in just a second. But we have had winters like this before, that's for sure. I used to plow snow, and but I don't know how many years ago that was, but I plowed snow for about 10 years. I did a Lowe's store, and it was all over the place. I remember one year, I never even salted the parking lot until, I think, January 2nd. Some years we get tons of snow, other years we don't get much at all, and this looks like one of those years. I have a really nice draft with this stove. Very seldom do I ever get any smoke coming out the front when I'm getting a fire going. I think it's because I got the nice straight flue pipe here, but it works that good. So it's Tuesday morning right now. It's a pretty nice day so far. I think they're calling for some rain this afternoon, so I figured I'd come down here and split some firewood before that happens. And while splitting wood, I'm always listening to something on these 3M Bluetooth headphones. And I was listening to a story. I had to stop because I just couldn't believe it, and I wanted to check it and see if it's true. But they were talking about some company that wants to bring back the woolly mammoth. And I looked it up, and apparently this is in the works. The company is called Colossal Biosciences. It was founded in 2021, and they plan to resurrect the woolly mammoth by combining its genes with Asian elephant DNA. They said they should have the first woolly mammoth up and running by 2027. Wasn't that what that movie Jurassic Park was about? I'm not too sure about this. Well, speaking of elephants and woolly mammoths, it's kind of like filling up the wood bunker. Did you ever hear the saying, how do you need an elephant? Just one bite at a time? It's kind of what we do here. Just a little bit at a time. I'm filling in this corner right now with the split force. And I think I mentioned the other day, either this weekend or the following weekend, I'll have a bunch of rounds cut up, and we'll get several people, Levi, Christian, Melissa and myself, and maybe one more, and we'll split a whole bunch with the Wolfe Ridge in one day. I think if I plug away at it a little bit here and there between now and then, we should be able to have it filled up within a couple weeks. So when I was splitting wood, I was thinking if it rains this afternoon, I was going to edit this video and publish it tonight, Tuesday night. But listening to my headphones, I also discovered that tonight is the State of the Union. So I know nobody will be watching our video. Everyone will be glued to their TV set. That's a joke, by the way. I don't watch that stuff. I did listen to a little bit of supposedly what they're going to talk about. Pretty much the same old stuff. One of the things about taxing the rich more. Now, I'm not here to defend billionaires. Couldn't care less. But I like math. And whenever I hear something, I like to run the numbers real quick and see if it makes any sense. But they're talking about taxing billionaires more, and that's what their problem is we don't have enough money because we don't tax them enough. But there is 720 approximately billionaires in the U.S. right now. If you were to take everything that they own, I'm not talking about taxing them, take everything they have and sell it, they're worth about $5 trillion. And last year in 2022, the U.S. government spent $6.5 trillion. So if you took everything they had, I'm not talking about taxing them 100%, I'm saying take all their wealth, all their properties, everything, sell it all, and spend it, that would get us to October, approximately, this year. Yeah. So it's really not that big a deal. But anyway, today's video is not about woolly mammoths or taxing billionaires. We're going to talk about complacency, and I want to share a good quote with you that I read the other day. I've heard it before, and I'm sure many of you have as well, but I should warn you, we're going to do some talking today. Some people say I talk too much in videos. Others say I don't talk enough. Today's just one of those days I feel like talking. But this quote goes, success breeds complacency. Complacency breeds failure. Only the paranoid survive. And that quote is from Andy Grove. I think he came from Hungary when he was 20 years old, moved to the States. But that's a really good quote. It really is. I think it's easy to become complacent. Now, you know, we've shared our story many times before. Melissa and I, probably the same story as what many of you have. We started out flat broke, and it was that way for many years, and we just kind of kept moving forward, kept our eye on the ball, you know, all that kind of stuff, and just kept focusing on where we wanted to end up. And I think we're successful. We have a great family. Our kids all turned out really well. We've got a couple great grandkids now, and things are easier than they used to be. But like I said, it took a lot of years to get to this point. And I think it's easy to become complacent, where you just want to kind of sit back a little bit and relax and enjoy all those years of hard work. You know, I did that video the other day when we were out in the woods. I said, you know what, we're going to clear all this stuff and maybe put some pasture in and an orchard and do this and do that. And there were a lot of comments from people thought it was a great idea. And there's a few, and they brought up good points. They're like, why don't you just relax a little bit and, you know, pump the brakes, I think is what we were talking about. But I think it's very easy to get complacent. I know it is for me. You know, Melissa and I were talking about this the other day. We're always busy doing something, and I enjoy that, but not always. You know, there's days where I don't really feel like doing anything, but I think what drives me and Melissa is we remembered what things used to be like, and I did not like being in that position of, you know, digging through the couch for quarters to go get a gallon of milk. I mean, we've been there. And I think that's one of the driving forces for us is why we just keep moving forward. And we're both fortunate enough to be able to keep doing like work, you know what I mean? And I don't want to stop. I just, like I said, there's days I might not feel like doing anything, but that feeling lasts for no more than 10 minutes and we're going to do something. It doesn't have to be a lot, but each day we try to accomplish at least a little something. Some days are better than others, but we just have to constantly keep moving forward. And when they say only the paranoid survive, I guess I'm paranoid because I know the way things used to be, and I don't want that. I don't want to relive that. And I want things to be better for, you know, my family and my kids, my grandkids. And there's no handouts or anything like that, but we're trying to build something here and kind of have a job for everyone, I guess you could say. And it seems to be headed in that direction. One thing that's kind of different from what we do now compared to what we used to do, Melissa and I were talking about this the other day, since we started doing like YouTube full time, there are no weekends, and I don't mind it at all. It's kind of weird. No holidays, no weekends. It's just one day after another, and we do something every single day, and I kind of like it that way. But I was telling her the other night, we drove by a restaurant last night on Monday evening, and I said, you know what? We should start making Mondays like our Fridays. When you want to go out and do some shopping or go out to dinner, there's not many people in the restaurants on Mondays, and for us, every day is just kind of the same. There's no real weekends or holidays. We do something every single day. And I kind of like it that way, like I said. But anyway, we're going to get back to splitting some wood and try not to be complacent and just sit back. But anyway, right now I need to take a little break. I think the hunt man is ready to go somewhere, so we're gonna go probably run to sheets. So I think that's about it for today's video. Appreciate y'all being here, and I will catch you on the next one.